Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's quick and effective full body Pilates workout. Today we're going to be working through about 5 minutes of upper body strengthening, 5 minutes of core engagement and strengthening, and 5 minutes of lower body sculpting. So I'm going to be adding a set of 3-pound hand weights to this workout to really step up the intensity and the effectiveness of the workout. You can go heavier, you can go lighter. It's entirely up to you and your level of strength and the challenge that you're looking for within this routine. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into our first 5-minute sequence. Okay, so let's get into 5 minutes of upper body strengthening. I've got my weights off to the side of the mat because we're not going to use them straight away. We're going to come into an all fours position, and then we're going to walk the hands out a little bit further in front of the shoulders. Knees are below the hips. From here, we're going to go into forearm taps. The neck is long. We're lowering the forearms to the mat, keeping the wrists and the forearms in line with the shoulders as we lower the forearms and lift. So barely tapping those forearms down to the mat before pushing up through the heels of the hands. Keep it moving. Spine is nice and long for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go into a forearm tap, and then we're going to come forward and lower the chest between the palms, lift up, push up, and then forearm tap, and go into your tricep push-ups, keeping the elbows in close toward the side of the body, alternating between a forearm tap and a tricep push-up. So lowering the chest, pushing up through the heels of the hands, lowering those forearms, and repeating. Good. We've got 3, 2, and last one. Really push up through the heels of the hands. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to take a hold of our weights. We're going to hold the weight out in front of the body at shoulder height, palms facing in. We're going to open the arms wide and then bring them back together, keeping those arms at shoulder height. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring the weight together, keeping the neck long, keeping the spine nice and tall here. Chin is parallel with the floor as we open and then press those weights back together. Nice work. We've got 4, 3, breathe out to bring the weight together. Don't let those arms drop. 2, and final 1, lower down. Nice work. Now we're going to go into some crossover punches. So bring the weight in toward the shoulders, palms facing in, and we're going to cross over the body, punching. Nice extension through the arm. Try not to let your upper body come with you. You want your upper body nice and stable. As you drive out through the fist, palms rotate so that they're facing down toward the floor with every extension. Nice work. Breathe out. Core is strong here. Good. Really extending and punching with force. Good. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to come into a kneeling position facing the front of the mat or the top of the mat. We're going to hinge from the hip. Nice flat back. Lift those elbows up nice and high. Elbows are squeezing together slightly, so we don't want them splayed out to the sides. Neck is long. We're going to inhale and exhale to straighten the arms. And as we do so, we're really contracting those triceps, holding for a split second on the extension before bending those elbows back in. Good. Good. Keep breathing. Abs are plugged in. Really keep those elbows up there. Don't let those upper arms drop. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bend and we're going to come out on an extension and pulse. So extend those arms out long and pulse. Little control pulses here. Lift up those arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Lower the weights off to the side of the mat. Bring the feet forward. And now we're gonna go into some tricep dips. So fingers pointing toward those heels. Lift up into your reverse tabletop. Deep inhale. As we lower, exhale, straighten the arms and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good, nearly there. We've got 5, 4, belly in, for 3, 2, and last one, lift. Extend both legs out long, lower the bum, and fold over the lower body. Enjoying a nice deep stretch for 3, and 2, and 1. Roll all the way up. Okay, from here we're gonna get into our 5 minutes of ab work. I'm gonna take the weights with me. We're gonna roll down to the mat 1 vertebra at a time. Bend the knees, legs are hip distance apart, and the arms come above the shoulders, palms facing in. From here, we're gonna inhale to prepare. Exhale, drive right knee in toward the chest, bring the arms by the side. Exhale, left knee, alternating sides, returning the weights to the starting position between each crunch. So we're inhaling to lower the belly in toward the spine as we curl and crunch up. Nice. Breathe out to curl up. Really challenge yourself by picking head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Pressing the low back down into the floor. We've got 3, and 2, and 1. Now from here, we're gonna curl and crunch up, bringing both legs into tabletop, and then we're going to alternate legs, bending knees in toward chest, head rests on top of the shoulders, arms are strong and straight. If it's too much with head, neck, and shoulders lifted, you can lower them down to the mat. Focus on lengthening through the extended leg, pointing those toes. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3, and 2, and 1. Amazing work. Both knees in. Now we're going to take the weight overhead. Weights are glued together. We're going to take the knees nice and wide, keeping the feet glued together. So we're making a diamond shape. Lower the heels down toward the mat, and then we're going to curl and crunch up, bringing the weights to the ankles. Lower, inhale. Exhale, curl and crunch up. Lower, tap the feet to the mat. Exhale, curl and crunch up. Really tightening that abdominal wall in toward the spine. Every time you lift, using those upper and those lower abs. We've got 5, and 4. Lift your tailbone and your shoulder blades up off the mat for 3, and 2. Lift a bit higher. And last 1. Nicely done. Straighten the legs out long. Now we're gonna lift up, keeping the weights together. Reach the arms toward the ceiling and then lower the whole way down. Lift using your upper abs, lengthen through the spine, and engage those lower abs on the way down. Lift, stretch and lengthen, and lower with control. Nice, strong, straight arms here. Good. Squeeze the thighs as you lower down for additional stability and benefit, and imprint each individual bone into the mat as you lower, contracting the core. We've got 3. Lower with control, you can do it. For 2, lift up and lengthen. And last 1, lift and bend the knees and lower the weight down by the side. Nice work. Now from here, we're gonna keep the knees bent, legs are hip distance apart, sit up really nice and tall through the spine. From here, we're gonna bring our weights together, lengthening the arms out at shoulder height. And now we're gonna curve the spine, coming into a C. We're gonna switch over and switch over. Switch over with the weight and switch over. Good. Working those arms, working that waistline. Rotating in the torso as we bring the weight from side to side. Good work. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center and lower down. Now from here, bring the knees in toward the chest, extend the legs up long. If you can't totally straighten them, have a gentle bend. We're gonna flex the feet and bring the weights over the shoulders. Curl and crunch up and lower. Breathe out to crunch up and lower. Lift toward those toes and lower. Nice. Lift a little higher each time. Pause for a split second at the top of the lift before lowering down. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. Lower the legs, lower the weight, and roll over onto your stomach, coming into a cobra stretch or all the way into an abdominal stretch up on those palms. Breathe it out here for 3 and 2 and 1. Relax it down to the mat and use your hands to help you to come into an all fours position. Okay, from our all fours position, we're gonna get into our 5 minutes of glute and thigh work. Extend your left leg out long, square the hips with the mat, and we're gonna tap that leg to the outside corner of the mat and then to the opposite corner of the mat. So you're drawing a big rainbow in the air with that big toe, keeping both hips facing down to the mat, nice stable torso. Really squeeze that bum at the top of the arc, mind-muscle connection, really firing up those left glutes. Keep breathing, keep lengthening and pointing through that big toe for 2 and for 1. Bring the leg back to center. We're gonna bend the knee, pointed toe, and then drive out through the heel. Bend the knee, pointed toe, drive through that heel. Good, switching between the 2 foot positions. Really pushing out through that heel as though you were trying to kick open a door behind you. Good. Point and flex to kick. Point and powerful kick out behind you. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Hold with a flexed foot and pulse that heel up toward the ceiling. Good. Little controlled pulses. If you're sinking in those shoulders, broaden. Nice engaged core for 3, 2, 1, and hold. Relax that leg down. Extend the right leg out long. Same thing, opposite side. Rainbow arcs out behind you. Squeezing that booty to get the lift. Engaging the core. Switching that focus onto those right glutes now. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lift up and over. Drawing a nice big rainbow in the air for 3, 2, and 1. Come to center. Hips stay square with the mat. Point and flex. Point and flex. Now as you get into the movement, as you start to feel more coordinated, really power up that kick. Point and kick. As though you were trying to kick that door open behind you. Super forceful. Try not to collapse in those shoulders. Keep those shoulders nice and broad. Gaze stays down on the mat. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it there with a flexed foot and pulse that heel up toward the ceiling. Breathing here. Nice tight abs. That'll help with your trunk stability. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now, I'm gonna take a hold of my weights. These are optional. We're gonna add them onto our bridge work or not, if you prefer just to use body weight. I'm gonna lay down with my feet hip distance apart. And I'm gonna place each weight on each hip bone. I'm gonna inhale here and exhale to lift into bridge, lower, and drive up through the heels. Lower and lift. lower, and squeeze the bum at the top of the lift. Good. Drive up through those heels. Nice work. Barely even hovering the bum off the floor before you push right back up. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Hold. We're going to come up onto our toes, and now we're going to lower, widen the knees, and back to parallel. Lower, widen the knees, back to parallel. Lower and lift to parallel. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good work. Lower and lift. Squeeze the bum and the thighs as you lift. Plug belly in. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Up. And now we're going to tap the knees together. Tap and back to parallel. Tap and back to parallel. And then when you get used to the movement, I want you to really squeeze the legs together. So squeeze those knees together as you hold in that elevated bridge. Imagine there's magnets in your knees. You're pressing them together and then you're pulling them apart for 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Take your weight on either side of your body. Cross your left leg over your right. And just draw that right knee in toward the chest. For 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lower the foot down to the mat. Switch the crossing of your legs. And hug that left knee in. Breathing deeply. For 5, for 4, for 3, and 2, and 1. Take your hands behind your thighs and roll yourself up into a seated position. Amazing work with that routine. I hope you liked the format of that. Let me know how you did. I look forward to working out with you again next time. Take care. Bye.